咧，有某一啲嘅省份其實佢哋可能印度教同埋嗰個回教徒佢哋可能一半一半嘅啫。咁印度教嘅人就好想趕嗰啲回教徒走，對方亦都。
I actually really like the nickname Prince Charming, so I've got to thank her for coining that for me. I could talk and talk and talk, but I'd rather take a question from you guys. How does that sound? And then I'll talk broadly on that. Do any of you have a question for me? Besides, how did I become so good looking?
Why you're so tall?
Why am I so tall? My father, he took home the wrong baby. Come on, you ask me a question. Name one, no, yeah, come on, please. Okay, young lady, you won't be so shy.
I want to ask,
Go
how
for
old
it.
are you?
Oh, 23歲啊
成幾多？
double 45啊 45啊 Do I look 45? No? Younger? Everybody's here to charm me. What would you guys like to know about my business? She's told you pretty much everything already. We started business, I'm told, in 1957, okay? I cannot confirm that for sure because I wasn't alive then. But supposedly my grandfather came to Hong Kong from India in 1952. He worked in a tailor shop for 5 years and then he set up his own tailor shop, Sam's Tailor, right here. 65 years ago now, I think? 60, is my math right? 66 years ago now. My father started working here as a very young boy. Even I started working here as a very young boy. I am living proof of child labor in China. Since 11 years old, I've been working here. You know what I'm saying? So when they were talking about China on CNN and BBC, they were referring to me, about the little boy who works in his father's shop. That was me. I joined my father's business full-time 24 years ago. And I've been working here 7 days since. And it's hard work, but it's a lot of fun overall, you know what I mean? Like, if I wouldn't still be here after this long if I wasn't passionate about what I do. The beauty of what I do is multifaceted. First and foremost, I enjoy it, okay? Not every day is perfect. Not every moment in every day is perfect. But I think the overwhelmingly amazing thing about what I do is I get to work with a different person every single hour. Every 1 hour I work with a new person, and that happens every single day without fail, which is phenomenal. And what I get to do is I get to bring their vision to life. So you could come in and you're like, I'm gonna marry this gorgeous girl. And she's so beautiful.
Yes.
And she's gonna look so amazing at the wedding, but I want to look better. Roshan, can you help me? Yes, I can. I will make you look better than your bride at your wedding. That's exactly what I do. You know what I mean? Or you could come to me and say, you know what? My son is marrying this gorgeous girl. She's going to look so good at her wedding, but I must look better than my daughter. And I will do that for you. And so forth and so forth. You know what I mean? You could be getting an award from John Lee. You know what I mean? And you need a great suit to go and get your award. You could be going for a job interview. You could be applying to Oxford or Cambridge University. Whatever the occasion, okay? Whatever the occasion, it's always unique and special to each person. Because it's unique and special to each person, and they come to me to work with me to bring their vision, their dream to life. It's every person is unique, right? So each project is unique and each project is special, and that's the beauty of my job. It is such an amazing partnership with every client, and every project, every brief is absolutely different. You cannot get bored. You just cannot get bored. So I'm in a wonderful position. So because I'm so passionate about what I do, I think that resonates with my clients. It gets them very vested, and we have a great time bringing the project to life together. I'll still take questions. You guys are bored of me already.
So, Roshan, so there
Yes.
are so many different fabrics.
Yes,
What are the differences? What are they for?
they are all for tablecloths.
Tablecloth.
No, I'm just kidding. They're for shirts. No, this is all shirting fabric, okay? And this is just stuff on our walls. We have thousands of fabrics in those books over there. I'm talking about thousands. I'm not even making this number up. I couldn't even possibly count how many fabrics we have. But of course, we have fabrics in the shop for suits, jackets, trousers, shirts, dresses, pretty much anything you can imagine. If you look at my Instagram, all right, you will see nearly 9,000 different unique posts of outfits I made. My Instagram is @SamsTaylor. If you do a search of hashtag Sam's Muse, Sam's S-A-M-S, Muse, M-U-S-E, you will see over 1,700 unique outfits that I've made for women. You're the only man here, you know what I mean? and him. The rest are all women. You are in great company, man. No wonder you got the most beautiful girl in the group. Come on, she's going to help you. Teacher, ask me another question.
Right. Yeah.
Which
我哋仲
secondary school or other school do you study in Hong Kong?
英皇 Georgie 翻學，你知唔知啊？天光道啊，紅文田。You guys know that school?
Private school.
KG5, very good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
private school.
It was a very famous school when I went there. If I was as famous as KG5 was back then, I would have been huge. I would have made it bigger. I think they've not worked on their brand name. You know what I'm saying? They should do a lot better, considering they're the oldest school in Hong Kong.
So how good is your Cantonese?
My Cantonese is awful. 真係垃圾啊！真係唔識講啊！
But if someone is
Sick thing.
talking bad things in front of you, can you
That,
understand?
I only understand bad things. Good things I don't understand. 你要我扭人咧冇問題。你要幫西人 I cannot help anybody.
你啲英文好好聽喎，
我嘅英文真係好聽，
真係好好聽，可以教書。
最好係我嘅英文。
係中文爭少少咯，
爭少少係。I will work hard, I promise. Okay.
改下啦，讀多啲。
Practice and practice. You
得閒
come
我
every
哋
day.
我
我同你傾偈啊。
好
Okay. I like
IG
your
同你
glasses. Can I try them?
Yeah, but maybe not suitable for you.
No problem. I want to get high off them.
Get high of them.
How do I look in these?
Wow,
Nice. Want to take my photo?
handsome.
Awesome.
Wait.
So just now was Prince Charming, now it's Professor Charming.
Professor Charming. As long as it's charming, I'm happy.
You can be a model.
Excellent. Thank
Do we
you
have
so
any
much.
more?
I've explained my business to every type of place, okay? So especially universities, all right? So I've explained my business to all sorts of the press, CNN, BBC, South China Morning Post, New China News Agency, Australian television, every type of television I've explained my business to. Every type of university and school I've explained my business to. Shelton College was a high school. They came here to listen to me. Universities from all across America. University of Texas, Austin, many times. The University of St. Louis, the MBA program. The University of, gosh, I cannot even remember how many. I've spoken to Hong Kong Baptist University, where I went to the campus and I spoke there, and it was very, very, very exciting for me. So I'm constantly talking about my business. It's been a bit slower during COVID because no foreigners can come here, and no schools have visited, and no schools were open, right? I don't like giving Zoom lectures. I did once. It wasn't enjoyable for me and stuff. I like to be with my audience up close and personal. But, you know, part of my job, it's something that just developed from nothing over the last 20 years, is to talk about my business to people, and I love doing that. You know what I mean? I've been asked if students or organizations, groups. I've had Nike come in here. Nike, every time they do a trip to Hong Kong with whoever they're flying out, Nike has come to my shop so many times, and I've talked with them. I can't remember this. Like, there's the Young Presidents Organization. It's a worldwide organization. They have these retreat groups, these breakaway groups. They've come here to visit me. Every sort of thing. Everyone asks me, can we bring a group over to your shop? Will you talk to us about your business? Happily do so. My business is legendary. It's been around for so long. When you're around for 66 years, my goodness, that's a long time, right? That's a long time in a small city like ours. So yeah, I'm very happy to talk about my business.
So this is the only shop that.
This is the only shop.
Yeah.
This is the only shop, and there's always stuff going on here. It's amazing. We work with every type of celebrity, politician, athlete. It's a remarkable journey for us.
There are some workshop inside.
Yes, and upstairs in this building, I have many properties. So I do everything here in Tsim Sha Tsui.
Oh.
Have you thought of expanding your business?
So we're very busy. But see, this is a great question. The problem is that, so we are a niche business. When you start to get bigger, you fall into another category, which is almost like manufacturing. Okay? People come to us for exactly what I just described. You know what I mean? To work one-on-one for a specific single project. Okay?
Unique.
So it's very labor intensive and time intensive. Time intensive and work intensive on my part, but also very labor intensive for each of my tailors, because there's a lot going on into each project, because each project is completely different. He could want a blue suit, the next guy could want a black suit, the next lady could want a gray suit. Okay? He could want lapels that go upwards, the next guy could want lapels that go downwards, the next guy could want pockets that are slanted, the next woman could want pockets that are straight. Someone wants one cut at the back, two cuts at the back, someone wants a fully lined jacket, someone wants no lining. Everything is so unique. That's why it's called tailoring, right? So because of that, you have to stay small. in order to be able to meet everybody. Okay, I cannot get bigger and then meet everyone. It just doesn't work out. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I cannot meet everybody, if I cannot be near my team, if I cannot help my team, if I cannot connect with my clients, then the product becomes very homogenous. The product becomes, and the construction site gets out of my control. So you move away from what you want to be. But more importantly, you move away from what your clients expect from you. So it's very hard to grow if you want to be this niche specialty business where people seek you out. You know what I mean? People fly from all over the world historically to come to Samsung to make a suit. It's on their bucket list. We're on the top 10 for everything to do in Hong Kong. Any guidebook, any website list, we have been for decades and stuff. So if you grow too big, if you don't manage your growth, then it's very difficult to be who you want to be who your clients want you to be. So I know this is just one shop that you see. We actually have a lot of units in the building. We have another space upstairs, which is a big lounge, which you utilized a lot pre-COVID. We've just opened up post-COVID. So there's still the people coming into the shop is just a trickle. During COVID, it was very, very difficult for us because in Hong Kong for 2 years, you had no weddings, no graduations, no parties, no Diwali ball, no nothing, okay? You had no work in Hong Kong. Everybody was not going to the office for 2 years. So a lot of people didn't need formal clothing, okay? Also, no tourists or business travelers to come. So our client base shrunk to nearly nothing, okay? And now it's slowly getting back bigger. But we do have space. We are bigger than we seem when you initially walk in. If you came in to see us pre-COVID, you would understand that we're quite a lot larger than just this space that you see. But this space is my baby, my father's baby that I took from it. So let's enjoy this, personal service while you have it.
The design of
Journey is even, I think it was last year, was it 2020 or 2022 or 2021? There was actually a cultured show, a curated show out at the Mills. Do you guys know what the Mills is? Yeah. So they decided to do a curated show on bespoke tailoring. All right. And I was one of the people they featured. And it was pretty amazing for me. The pool of bespoke tailors, true bespoke tailors in Hong Kong, is very, very small. Okay, so it was amazing for me to be featured in the show because they built these giant, beautiful, glossy boards, okay, of my work, and then arrows detailing each and every one of the special, amazing things that I do that are unique to my business. Okay. And there were so many of them going around this curated exhibit. And they even took one of my suits and they built a dummy in my size and put on the dummy my tie, my shirt, my suit. And I've got all this on my Instagram. It was just sensational. I'm by this dummy and, I'm talking about my suit to the press, to this entire audience, and I'm being interviewed. It was fantastic. So I have a very remarkable journey. Every month it seems that something amazing happens. Recently, Agence France Presse, which is a wire service like Reuters or the Associated Press, they came in and they wrote an article about me. They sent a reporter, a photographer, and a cameraman. And then this newspaper article was syndicated worldwide. It appeared in 2 Hong Kong papers, the Hong Kong Standard and Hong Kong Free Press. But I counted at least 38 other newspapers worldwide. Argentina, Peru, Luxembourg, Belgium, Spain, Australia, Taipei, Malaysia, South Africa, that had featured this article. You know what I mean? So like every month, it's almost like something happens. Recently, I starred on a live pay-per-view podcast show with very famous American comedians. And they featured me live through Zoom, doing a virtual fitting for the host of the show. It's almost like, knock on wood, touch wood. Every month, something amazing happens to me, okay? Or every other month. So it's one of the reasons that I'm not focused on growth because, well, it's twofold. One, I don't have the time, okay? And 2, I'm always being pulled by somebody, including her. I like being pulled by her, okay? To do something. right? And stuff, and you have to respect your audience, right? You've got to respect your audience. If there are people who want to meet you and speak with you, right? You have to give them that respect. You have to give them their time. So I'm still at that stage in my career where I'm not just brushing people off. Okay, so I'm going to answer your question very honestly. For me, ignorance is bliss. Do you understand what I'm saying? For me, the stupider I am and the less I know is better. I'll tell you why. All I care about, right, is you guys. All I care about is my clients. All I care about is my staff. All I care about is my family, my children, my father. I couldn't care less about who is doing what. I don't have the time for it. You know what I mean? I couldn't even care less anymore about Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi. You know what I mean? I'm too grown up for that stuff. I care about you. I mean that. I want to do business. I have an amazing legacy, an amazing heritage spanning 66 years, okay? I don't want to lose sight of that by being worried or concerned about what other people do. It's got nothing to do with me. All I care about is you coming to my shop, me looking after you and making you happy. And when I'm done with that, I want to go home and be with my children. And that's pretty much it. I couldn't care less about anything else. Every day, I work till 7. I do that Monday to Saturday. I do it half a day on Sunday. And when I'm done, I spend time with my kids. And that's my life. And it keeps me extremely happy. I couldn't care less. And I'm definitely not worried about what others are doing. I'd only start worrying about things if I wasn't successful, if my clients were not happy with me, if my children were not happy with me. My father is never happy with me. So then there's no use for me to focus on that, no matter what I do.
How many?
I never look ahead. I don't look behind either. Whatever happened yesterday, I cannot change. Whatever happened before lunch, I cannot change. I don't care. I want to learn from the mistakes that I make, if I've made them. I'm never going to try and predict the future. I never hope for anything. I don't pray to God for anything. I thank God. Thank you, God, for making my life so great. Okay? I'm not focused on the future. I'm focused on right now, again, making all of you happy. All right? If I can do that, it really doesn't matter what my children do. You know what I mean? If I can do that, then my legacy will live beyond them.
How many children do you have and how old are they?
My children, I have 3 children. They're 13, 12, and 11. 2 are very beautiful girls.
Whoa.
The older of which is a terrorist. Okay, she's an absolute terrorist. The number 2 is very, very moody and difficult. And my baby, he's awesome. He's more handsome than me, and he's a sweetheart. He's a gem. So I'm very sorry.
How many tailors are here?
Okay, so I tell you honestly, before COVID, we had over 50 tailors. Okay. So after COVID, it's hard to count. I'm going to explain why. Because I just didn't have business to give them. They're pieceworkers, right? Pre-COVID, some of them could be working on 400 suits a day. 400 suits a month, excuse me, okay? And that's a lot of revenue for them. That's a lot of revenue, okay? At the very least, each of my tailors would make 200 suits a month. That's a lot of revenue regardless, all right? Post-COVID, from the whole team, maybe they get 1 or 0 a day between everybody, okay? It was a pretty bad time. So it's hard to say how many I have left, okay? Because I just don't have the orders to give them anymore, okay? So a lot of them are dormant. So a lot of them are maybe working security, like building security, or maybe doing deliveries, or a lot of them were very old, so they retired, or they could not travel for so long. They went to Canada or Australia or United States or UK to be with their children who had emigrated there and stuff. So it's hard to say, okay? What I can say is that over the last few months, as Hong Kong has reopened, as businesses have gone back to work, okay, is that I've found myself calling my tailors and say, look, come back, okay? I've got some work for you. And some of them have said, no, I'm retired. Some of them have said, look, I've got a decent job. I'm not coming back because at a steady job I can make so much. It's still early days. So I still have a large team, many of whom are dormant right now, okay? Many of whom I could still reactivate. So it's hard to give you a clear answer. But like I said, pre-COVID, I had over 50 tailors, okay? During COVID, pointless to count. It's nothing to count, okay? And post-COVID, it's still the early days, all right? I hope to tell you in 6 months' time that, hey, I have 50 tailors. I wish I could tell you I'll have 100 tailors, okay? The more, the better. The more I have them, it means the better that I'm doing. My father tells me, again, I don't know as a fact, my father tells me that in 1988, he had 100-something tailors, 105, and that he took a big hit in 1997 where from say 105 tailors, he dropped down to about 85 tailors. Suddenly, because a lot of people, they moved out. They were scared of 1997. Many of you were not born then. So he lost about a chunk of 30 tailors who emigrated primarily to Canada and some to the UK, but a lot to Canada at that time. If you recall our history, if you recall migration in the build-up to 1997, you will see a lot of Chinese move to Canada at that time. Okay, don't take my word for it. So he lost a chunk of people, a big chunk of people back then. He was very worried. But he still rebounded. I wouldn't say he rebounded in numbers, but he found a way to continue to succeed and make lots and lots of suits every day. Now, that number, even though I wouldn't say our volume went down, that number slowly has been shaving off. In the 20 years since I joined my father's business, we probably lost another 30-something tailors through retirement, okay? And that's pretty much it, through retirement, because they were just getting old. Now, why can we not fill that gap? It's very difficult because many young people, they are not growing up to become a tailor.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Many young people are not growing up to become a tailor. So there are other ways to plug those gaps, okay? One way is obviously to hire more tailors. They are around, but they're not that many. Another way is to hire specialists, okay? That's what I've found. So you hire seamstresses or alteration specialists, okay? Or people who just work on buttonholes, or people who just work on monogramming, all right?
Specialized.
Yeah. Now, why does that work? Why does that help? And how does it help? Very, very simple. Instead of that one main guy making the whole suit and altering the suit and doing the buttons and doing the buttonholes, the stitching, whatever, right? You break it up. You have the main tailor do the body of tailoring. And the bits and bobs here and there, the alterations, the buttonholes, the monogramming, the buttons themselves, the stitching, you have these specialists do it. So that's how you sort of manage this big change in workforce flow, right? And that's where good business acumen, foresight, forward thinking comes in. That's where you really need to be a great manager. You asked me another reason why I'm not focused on growing. It's that I can't be everything at one time, right? I don't have a brother. I have a father that's 75 now, and
You are the
stuff.
only one.
I'm the only one,
Oh.
right? So my clients want me. They want me. But then my staff, ye Felix hai, uska suit andar hai, okay? My staff also want me, right? My staff are working. They're like, boss, what should I do? Am I okay? This, that, or all this stuff. My tailors, they want me. If they're working with a customer, they're like, Lopan, bongsai all, you know what I mean? Right? Everybody wants me, right? So not only do I have to do that, but I've got to manage my business. I've got to manage staffing. I've got to manage MPF. I've got to manage everything, property tax. You name all garbage you have to do as a businessman, right? So it's tough to grow, right? It's tough to grow. And sometimes is there a need to grow when you're as busy as I am already, right? Is there a need to get busier, right? I'm not building cars, right? I'm not manufacturing a single product. Each and every project is different. But the main thing is that, I mean, there's many facets that are the main thing. One is I'm successful.
Yes.
2 is I'm happy, right? 3 is that, things are going along okay, right? Like I keep saying, every other month we have something huge. So I think I'm on the right path. You know what I mean? There's no reason to cut open the golden goose just yet or ever do that. We have our price. We want to give you everything. You may not want to take everything, but we want to give you everything. And that's basically it. My philosophy is very different from my father's, okay? His philosophy is yet young McDonald's, okay? You get home, you eat home, 快啲俾錢走啊 okay? 我要同我嘅客傾偈好慢慢 and make something very special for them, okay? And recommend them this and that and everything. They don't have to take it all, but I'm ready to give it all. And that's pretty much it. I want to make great products for my clients and keep them happy. And that's worked for me for the last 20 years. That's worked great for me. My clients keep coming back, new clients keep coming to me. My clients bring their friends to me. It's great. It's a great circle and it keeps me busy.